You're at the elite, on the elite edge end of football. You know, the only thing bigger than this is NFL. Is there a sense of responsibility to maybe not trickle down, but rain down on what this is about? Obviously, this clinic drew a pretty good crowd here.
I think so, and I think you know, coaches at every level all recognize there's a need, I think for all of us, you know, when you make your life's work this sport, then you know you better be on the cutting edge of some of the things that are going on, and making sure that the reality is, if coaching this sport 25 years from now, the kids that these guys are coaching are going to at some point come up through the ranks, and the better they're taught, and the safer the game is at their level. Certainly the more retention that will be as they come up through, and the more positive experience, and you know, there's a cumulative effect that can and will take place, and as long as you're doing the right things. And I continue to go back to the game has changed, and it's responsible that the game has changed. You know, how we deal with certain injuries, certain symptoms has changed, and it needed to. But you know, the ultimate, you know, like anything, you know, you put a security system on your house, not to catch the criminal, but to prevent the issue. And so that in a lot of ways is what we're doing in some of the techniques that we're teaching, is to make sure that we're eliminating some of the issues before they present themselves. And I use the word eliminate, you know, that might be a touch naive, but if that's your aim, then you got a shot to obviously be successful. But your ultimate goal is being as safe as you possibly can be, while also being effective. Again, this is not a pie in the sky you know, type of approach, and say, well, it's everything's in the name of safety, and if it's not effective to getting a ball carrier on the ground, for instance, when it comes to tackling, you know, so this is with both those things in mind, and we feel at Ohio State we have the system in place.
How important is it to continually stress getting the head out of the game? I mean, that's kind of at the heart of the message to a certain extent, right?
Well, it is, and I think as you look at it, it's an ineffective approach to incorporate the head. You know, it doesn't put us in any more advantageous situation than by not using it. And so if it's not gaining an advantage on our part, and all it can do is put us in a very critical, unsafe position, then it's an easy answer to take it out. Now the next piece of it is, well, how do you do it and still be effective? And lowering the target and making sure that and how do you lower your target? You do it with a good athletic position, and you do it with your arms extended as opposed to initiating contact with initially just simply a shoulder. And you make sure that your target is low, and talk about more lower body half as opposed to upper body half when you're making contact on a blocker, on a ball carrier, and so on.
Now, just put it all together. Okay. Pressing on the hip into a cheeky tackle. So kind of going back to it. What's too far for a line drill? At our level, the tempo of this drill suggests we can get this done in about 10 yards. You're taking the ball carrier to the ground. He has to stop to catch it, which creates a little bit of less momentum of him coming at us. Okay. And then at the
I learned a lot about keeping the head out of the tackle and how to make the tackle a lot safer, and still at the same time keeping it very effective and sometimes violent too.
You're involved at the grassroots of this game. How important is it that the grassroots grasp this change?
I think it's very important because if you put the tools in the toolbox early, then it works out better for you in the long run. If they learn the proper techniques and tackling early, it'll follow them all the way up.
What does it mean to you for Ohio State to put on a clinic like this?
I think it's good because it just shows us normal people who coach the kids that they care about us too, they care about safety, and they want to see us do it the right way, and that's really important.
And what did you get out of this presentation by Alex Grinch tonight?
Yeah, the fundamentals is key. You start with the fundamentals and it goes from there.
But what were the fundamentals when you came in? I mean, did you learn anything new about maybe the changing world of
I did,
tackling?
The changing world of tackling, but to be safe with it, but still make an efficient and effective tackle.
Yeah. And what is the key? What's the key now? Get the head out of the game?
get the head out of the way and still just wrap and drive through like normal, but safety is the number one.